Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today we're taking a closer look at MRA Holdings, MARA. You've shared quite a bit of info on this digital asset technology company, and our goal here is to really unpack what's most important for listeners right now.
Okay. We've got financials, news on their Bitcoin mining, data center stuff, analyst views. Seems like you're aiming to get a really clear picture of where they stand and maybe where they're headed.
That's the plan. Let's start high level. MARA used to be Marathon Digital Holdings. They're in Bitcoin mining, yes, but also focusing on digital asset computing for energy transformation.
Right. Using energy that might otherwise be wasted developing tech like liquid immersion cooling for data centers. It's kind of an interesting angle beyond just mining.
It is. Okay, let's really get into this. The stock performance data you sent over, it's a bit up and down. We saw that big 14.54% jump on March 24th.
Let pop.
But look at the past month, it's down about 19.6%. 6 months, down nearly 43%. Past year, down around 39%. What's driving all this choppiness?
Well, that recent spike, that probably points to some specific positive news hitting the market. You know, maybe a good mining report, regulatory news, or just a big Bitcoin price move. Those things can really shift sentiment quickly in the space.
Okay.
But the longer-term declines over the month, 6 months, the year, that's more likely tied to the general instability in the crypto market itself. Bitcoin's price swings have a huge impact on miner stocks like MARA.
That makes sense. Ties it together. Now, let's look at the financial health side, the numbers. Revenue, TTM, is $656.38 million. Earnings, $541.25 million. That gives an EPS of $1.57.
Pretty substantial numbers there.
And the margins look interesting. Gross margin, 37.22%, but the net profit margin, wow, 82.46%. That seems incredibly high.
It is remarkably high, yeah. That suggests they're keeping a large chunk of revenue as profit right now.
But then there's the debt-to-equity ratio, 54.3%. So what do these figures tell us overall?
Strength, risk.
Yeah.
And what about that Q4 EPS jump to $1.24? What caused that? Okay, looking at the whole picture, the strong revenue earnings, and especially that net margin, they paint a picture of a currently very profitable operation. That Q4 EPS jump, likely driven by things like strategic acquisitions they made, plus maybe efficient operations kicking in, shows good management potentially.
Right.
However, that debt to equity at 54.3%, it's not alarmingly high, maybe, but it definitely warrants attention. It means they're using a fair bit of leverage, debt financing a good chunk of their assets. This can magnify returns, but also magnifies losses if things turn south.
This is where it gets tricky then. Sources flag the high volatility beta of 6.11, which is huge, and that debt ratio as, potential red flag.
Definitely signals risk.
But then you have the strong financials we just talked about and their leadership position in mining and this digital asset compute stuff as key strengths.
Yeah.
How does someone weigh these opposing forces?
That really hits the core issue for an investor, doesn't it? It comes down to risk tolerance. A beta over 6 means expect wild swings, much bigger than the overall market. Combine that with the debt leverage. It's a profile for someone comfortable with higher risk.
Okay.
But, on the other hand, you can't ignore the strong profits and their position in the industry. Those suggest real substance and potential for high reward. So it's about balancing. Can you stomach the volatility and leverage for the potential upside based on their performance and strategy?
Shifting gears a bit, market sentiment. Analysts seem kind of divided, some bullishness around partnerships, maybe even government stuff like a strategic Bitcoin reserve.
Interesting idea, that reserve.
But also caution, just because the crypto market is, the crypto market. What's the takeaway from these mixed analyst views?
It really reflects the nature of the beast, The optimism about partnerships and potential government boosts shows hope for growth drivers outside of just mining operations. That's positive. But the caution, it's a necessary reality check. The crypto market is notoriously unpredictable. Prices, regulations, things can change fast. So analysts are saying there's potential, sure, but it comes with a big dose of uncertainty.
Let's talk competition. You mentioned Hut 8, Riot, CleanSpark, other big miners. MRA's unique angle seems to be Marapool, their own mining pool. Saves on fees, apparently. How big of a deal is that competitively?
In this industry, efficiency is key. Marapool.
Right.
It's a direct cost saving. They don't pay fees to an external pool operator. Over time, especially at scale, that adds up. It makes their mining inherently a bit more profitable, or at least lower cost, than competitors paying those fees. It's a definite tangible advantage.
Looking ahead now, catalysts and risks.
Yeah.
Finishing that 40-megawatt Ohio data center, potential government benefits we mentioned, partnerships. Risks, regulations changing, market volatility, always, and mining getting harder globally. Which of these feel like the biggest deal in the near term?
Good question. In the very near term, I'd probably point to market volatility, specifically Bitcoin's price and regulation. Those can change direction almost overnight and have an immediate impact on MARA's bottom line and stock price.
Right, the day-to-day stuff.
The Ohio data center completion, that's
Right.
huge, absolutely. But its full financial impact might take a little longer to really flow through the results. It's more of a medium-term strategic win.
Let's zoom in on the mining itself, the March update. 17% month-over-month increase in blocks 1, 242 blocks mined, and their Bitcoin holdings grew to over 47,500 BTC. How does this operational performance connect back to the financials and future outlook?
It connects directly. More blocks mined means more Bitcoin earned. That stash of over 47,000 Bitcoin is a massive asset on their balance sheet, its value obviously fluctuating with the price. Growing those holdings strengthens their financial position, gives them flexibility, a buffer.
Okay.
It also shows their mining operations are running effectively, maybe becoming more efficient. It's a key indicator of their ability to keep generating revenue and hopefully profit.
And we saw notes that Q4 and the full year 2024 showed record revenue, net income, adjusted EBITDA, even after the Bitcoin halving, which cut mining rewards. That seems pretty significant, right? What drove that success despite the halving?
That is significant. Pulling off record results post-halving, it really speaks to their operational strength. It likely comes down to a few things. Expanding their mining fleet, maybe getting better energy deals, and those efficiencies like Marapool kicking in. It shows they could navigate a tougher mining environment and still perform well. A sign of a robust model, perhaps.
Let's talk more about that Ohio data center set to finish by end of April 2025. Why is this push for vertical integration, owning the energy, the infrastructure, why is that so important strategically for Mayor?
Vertical integration. It's about control, fundamentally.
Hmm.
Energy is a huge cost for miners. If they can control their energy source or at least have dedicated infrastructure, they might get lower, more stable costs. Less reliance on the grid or third parties.
Reduces variables.
It does. Same with owning the data center infrastructure. More control, potentially better reliability, less dependence on others. It's a move toward being more self-sufficient, which can build resilience and improve margins long-term. And that liquid immersion cooling you mentioned earlier, that fits right in. It's about maximizing efficiency within that infrastructure they own. Better cooling means potentially more computing power in the same space, using less energy.
Got it. Okay, despite all these potentially positive things, strong earnings, strategic moves, the stock has been hammered near lows since late 2023, down maybe 60%. We touched on it, but it really seems tied to the wider crypto market, doesn't it? How tight is that link between ARA's stock and Bitcoin's price?
It's usually very tight, extremely correlated. As a major miner, ARA's fortunes are perceived by the market to be directly linked to Bitcoin's value. When Bitcoin surges, investors pile into miners. When Bitcoin drops,
Where does it hit hard?
often harder than Bitcoin itself because the operational leverage involved. So that 60% drop, even with good company news, really highlights how much MRA is seen as a leveraged play on Bitcoin.
Okay. And analysts. Consensus price target seems to be floating around 26, 27 lowers. What could actually get the stock back up towards that level? What needs to happen?
For that kind of recovery, several things probably need to line up.
Yeah.
First and foremost, likely a sustained recovery or at least stabilization in Bitcoin's price. That's probably the biggest driver.
Makes sense.
Then, delivering on their plans. Getting that Ohio data center up and running efficiently. Continuing to post strong mining numbers, maybe some positive regulatory clarity, though that's always a wild card. Basically, executing well internally, plus getting some help from the broader crypto market.
The whole mining sector faces challenges, obviously. But MRI's focus on energy, on vertical integration, it's seen as an advantage compared to some competitors maybe reporting net losses. How does that strategy help them ride out these industry headwinds?
It potentially gives them a lower cost base.
Mm-hmm.
Cheaper, more stable power is a huge competitive moat in mining. If your energy costs are lower than the next guys, you can remain profitable even when Bitcoin prices dip or mining difficulty rises.
A buffer.
A buffer, exactly. Owning the infrastructure also gives them more operational control. So while others might struggle with rising costs or third-party issues, MRE's strategy is designed, in theory, to make them more resilient to those industry pressures.
Lastly, the big picture risks. Regulation, interest rates changing. How could those macro factors specifically hit MRA?
Well, regulation is a constant cloud. New rules around crypto, mining licenses, environmental standards. Any of that could increase Mary's costs or limit their operations depending on what the rules are and where they operate. It's a major uncertainty.
And interest rates.
Higher interest rates generally make riskier assets less attractive. Investors might pull back from volatile things like crypto and related stocks. It could also increase Mary's borrowing costs if they need more capital. So shifts in the macroeconomy definitely play a role in investor sentiment and potentially MRA's stock valuation.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this up. The information suggests MRI is a company showing strong financial results recently, making strategic moves with energy and infrastructure, but operating in an incredibly volatile space.
That sums it up well. They're a leader in Bitcoin mining, definitely. And that focus on energy transformation, vertical integration, that could be a real differentiator long term.
Could be, but you can't ignore the crypto market's wild swings and the regulatory question marks. So potential for growth, yes. Significant risks, also yes.
Absolutely. Watching the Ohio data center progress and their ongoing mining performance will be key tells in the coming months.
So for investors already in MRA, maybe holding makes sense given the strengths, if they can handle the ride. For new investors, well, that volatility requires serious thought about risk tolerance and the whole crypto outlook.
Careful consideration is definitely needed. We hope this run-through has helped clarify the picture based on the info you provided. If more questions pop up, feel free to reach out.
And for everyone listening, if you found this discussion insightful, please do subscribe, like, and comment. It helps others find the show. Thanks for tuning in.